Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this new segment of Mastering the Game, a new special, a one of its kind, where we bring in tales and stories of people making an impact in the sports industry and inspiring generations to come, establishing a legacy going forward. In this new segment, we have a very esteemed individual, somebody who has literally broken ground with certain groundbreaking realities and innovations in the arena of sports, be it a frame of golf in Bengaluru, or be it a pickleball court in Gurugram, or even high altitudes like Arunachal Pradesh or even Missouri for that matter. This man has made sure that playing surfaces and grounds are made, and not just made, but maintained at the highest order. Joining me in this segment is the CEO of Gallant Sports, Mr. Nasir Ali. Nasir, sir, thank you so much for joining in for this special.
Thank you, Pradyum. Thank you very much for calling us for this show.
Sir, when we actually went through Gallant Sports and the entire portfolio, it was so pleasing to see, because one of the key challenges in the industry of sport is the surface that people play on. And besides the science, besides the technology that's involved in the later stages, that's the game advanced, the sheer element of playing, the sheer joy of playing only comes when a person plays on a surface, be it even or uneven for that matter. But going going to that direction, what exactly inspired you to make sure that you wanted to take up this entrepreneurship as your venture for a lifetime?
Actually, it began when I started visiting schools, even my son's schools and other schools. There's not enough sports facilities in these places. I saw that the children in the school were playing on mud or dust balls, which we can say, and they were not attractive. And at that time, I visited a couple of countries in Europe and include even New Zealand, and after that, even China. And I saw that there is such a big difference that the children, if they don't get the right surfaces to play at the right age, the champions of tomorrow, or the people, and or that sporting nation kind of a thing which we want India to be, that will never come. So we need to, that was my main thing, that I wanted to get into the education sector, the schools mainly, and then try to tell them that why don't we convert your sports ground into a multi sports ground, in where we can make a track and football, and maybe you can play hockey also, and those kind of things. And then that was the one of the first things which I started, and we were successful. We are proud to say that we have made school grounds for more than 200 schools in India now.
What exactly was that moment or a defining circumstance that led you to create and making a mark in this industry, especially when you began uh, as a Gallant Sports CEO and began with your venture?
The defining moment for me was basically an order from Rajkumar College in Rajkot, which is one of the oldest schools in India. And they gave us an order for a hockey pitch and a football pitch and all those kind of things. And I realized that the schools are ready to invest in such larger facilities for their children, and that was a defining moment for me. And I went after that, we went to many schools and colleges and did, the next was British school, and we did a lot of other such large schools and smaller schools, and not only in large metros but in smaller cities like Rajkot, in Kanpur, in Lucknow, in many such even in south we went to Coimbatore, we went to Salem, we went to a lot of cities in Kerala, and after that to a lot of northeastern schools, and that was the defining moment, that yeah, that is something which we want to do. We went from 1 crore to 10 crore in 6 year only. So we realized that if there's 1,000% growth, the market is there to grow, and people are looking for such things, and I think there was a gap which we were trying to fill.
Looking at the figures and the numbers, I guess that that day won't be long when Nasir sir is going to be called as a panelist on Shark Tank. But, sir, you when you recollected the names of the cities for us, I realized that these are primarily tier two or tier three or townships for that matter, which have uh, tremendous amount of potential in sport, but they don't get access to it. So the accessibility that Gallant Sports is providing is what I'm trying to pick up here. And was that also an early challenge for you that could have potentially become a turning point in your career, like getting that accessibility? Yeah, sure.
So people were in smaller towns also, they were ready to spend the money, but they were not sure what would be the cost. Once we started talking that it can be a 1 crore or a 50 lakh project, or we can do a trench right now and do a next trench next year, and those when we started talking about them, they were ready to invest. And not only in, of course, lot of schools in Delhi and Mumbai and Bangalore have done it, but now a lot of other cities are also covering their sports into sports fields, because it's a multi sports, and the schools, the whole look of the school changes. And as I was telling you, we have schools where the participation in district level sports or a state level sports by kids were like 5 to 10 people in the whole school of 2 to 3 thousand people, and now it has gone up to 400 in the schools where they have put these grounds, because it attracts people to come and play. It gives the children an edge because they play on the right surfaces. They are not afraid of injuries, and then they compete with the better people, with a lot of national champions, and they can compete with them also, because they get it faster and easier. Access helps to do this. Yeah.
Right, right. Even playing surface brings out the best out of people because that fear factor is completely eliminated from either the best performing players or somebody who's starting new as well. And that is possibly one of the key factors in ensuring a proper surface or maintaining a proper surface as far as that aspect is concerned. And I was going through some of the slides on your site. And that Amity University Mohali pitch looks incredible, incredible, and that is something uh, that made me wonder. Like once now that you are a role model for people who want to make a mark in the industry, were there any role models for you when you began, or were there any references that you took from certain influential figures or projects that made you realize that okay, this is how I want to lead my company through too?
I was following a few companies in Europe who like a sports group, and then and leisure group, which are these are large groups in Europe who have changed the way sports is taken in not only in Europe but other parts of the world also, and they were trying to give so much more to their people. There are like I was talking to someone that Netherlands have 400 hockey pitches for a country which is, I think, not even 20 million people. And a country like India, we are struggling at 100 or 120 or whatever, 150 maybe, but good pitches, maybe not even 100. So for a 1.5 billion people, so there is a huge gap. So my thing was that where are we and where we have to go to. So the journey is more important. Like we are all talking about that 36 there will be an Olympics in India, but the journey to the Olympics would be more challenging. We need lots of these pitches, lots of these grounds for and not only in cities, in the grassroots towns and smaller grassroots areas, because that's where the talent is. We don't give them these surfaces at the right time, we are not going to make the like we can do the Olympics, but we'll not get the medals. If we are doing an Olympics and we don't reach 100 medals, or at least it's going to be a shame. So we need to work a lot on the journey by giving the right surfaces, right. I have been telling people that let's make smaller ones in each district rather than making big ones in a few districts. That is what I've been trying to inculcate, trying to advise people. Yeah.
Right, right. They say aim for the skies, go for the skies, aim high in life by starting slow and starting from the ground. And by going high, I actually mean that Gallant Sports has breached that height limit by going into terrains like Arunachal Pradesh and Ladakh. And when I saw that flagship project, especially when one of our colleagues in Indian football, Bibiano Fernandez, led his team to the SAF Under 19 Championship, and the way I saw that infrastructure, that just got me bamboozled. Like at that height, building that type of stadium, and that too not just a football ground. There's a 400-meter track as well. Just like all the other major sporting avenues in the northeast, be it Indira Gandhi Stadium in Guwahati or the Kumam Lampak Stadium or even Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Shillong. Uh, sir, how did you make that possible, that height? And in fact, if I'm not wrong, you also held the record of having the highest futsal pitch in Ladakh. How did you get that machinery out there? Can you share the story behind these venues?
The Ladakh story was very good because it was a CSR project done by a village there by Aisher Royal Enfield. So Royal
Okay.
Enfield, the people who ride to that village there, they stop there at I think it's at 14,000 feet height, and people and the children play. Young children are playing there all the time, and it was. It was actually not a hard pitch to make. It was of course acclimatization and all was very difficult for the people who went to do it. But the people who were very very supporting, and the whole village helped us in making it. Like when we wanted to put sand and rubber, and they all said, "Okay, we'll help," and those kind of things. So these people in those places are much more helpful. They are a little free also. I don't think they are too much into gadgets, so I think they have enough time to help us in making the field. It was a very very great experience for the whole team, and they are planning another one now in Royal Enfield is another trying another one to make another one in that vicinity around that height and that area. And the other one which we made actually the UPS stadium. It was in Itanagar with track and field, but the challenge was that they wanted to have the Santosh Trophy final
Right.
in that stadium, and they wanted telecast lights also because they and then so we managed to make it in a record time of 3 to 4 months, which we got. And then after that, they gave us the Arunachal government also gave us order two fields in Tawang. So Tawang was also at a very good height. It was snowing a lot of time when we were making it, and suddenly it used to even Masuri, as you were saying, in St. George's College, when we were making the field, when we just laid the base, and then it started snowing, and then you have to stop and then work again. So these places, that's the challenge. That weather is one of the biggest challenges, but it's fun. It's if you are passionate about the whole thing, it's fun.
And given the fact that teams are winning accolades at arenas that you have built, it surely must be adding another feather to your cap that okay, we are the project or the vision that you started off this flagship project is now turning into a reality with teams winning trophies under their belts thanks to the services that you are providing by building surfaces. And also, since you mentioned Arunachal Pradesh, I had an opportunity to be in a dugout at a football game in Shillong where Jamshedpur was playing Northeast United. I could see the terrain, like there are hills around. People can watch from their houses because there's like mountain terrain all over the place. And
Yeah.
still there are 14,000 people, 15,000 people accommodated on a tabletop, which is curated out of a hill. And that also kept got me wondering how much time does it generally take to build such kind of surfaces, and how many rounds of inspection do you generally go through so as to make sure it's FIFA standards, or in case of hockey, it's FI standards? Because injury prevention, since you mentioned, is a major goal. And as a doctor myself, when I see these patients, mostly due to ground surfaces, many traumatic injuries do occur. So how efficient does this process go? If you could educate our audience that way.
Generally, depends on area to area, and also rains. Monsoon is it delays the whole project, but mostly it takes for us football. Generally takes 2 months to 3 months, and hockey takes a little more because There are some drainage systems and sprinkler systems in hockey, those kind of things.
Right.
But we are a FIH field builder, like Federation of International Hockey gives a few companies the like they are certified field builders, like so we can make their kind of a field which can have a perfect ball rebound and ball bounce and ball roll, and all those are the tests which they do. How's the bounce, and if somebody falls, whether they will get injured or not, water is properly laid or not, like if somebody is using the sprinkler, it has to be all over the field and it shouldn't be only in one spot or the two other spots. So there are a couple of inspections which we do, but finally FIH approved labs comes and does the whole inspection. They check the base also, and they check the shock pads how it was, and the in football they check how much infill of rubber you have put and all those kind of things. And permeability is also one of the biggest things, that the water has to be permeable, it has to go down, it has to vanish, and after heavy rains also, so that you can start playing again. So yeah, a lot of such things. Track is another very difficult thing which we make. Like we are one of the first companies in India who have started making make in India tracks under the
Right.
we are working on the Prime Minister's vision also, that let's do a make in India track. So we have the UPR track in Arunachal is make in India track. It is called Gallant track only, and
Yeah.
we have been certified by World Athletics and have been given a certificate that it is perfect for all kind of runs, and even for international standard tournaments or yeah.
Sir, actually, this is a testament that I should give you right now because since you mentioned the Gallant track and especially the one that you built, one of my last league stage games last season was in Chennai, where Chennai FC played Jamshedpur FC. And while we were walking towards our dugout, I sensed there were cracks in the middle of the track because our dugouts were placed on the football pitch, which was beside the track. And while walking, the people or the ground staff, we complained that our players might just fall down. And they actually told us, Gallant track lagana padega. They actually told us this. So there's your vision is definitely spreading across many corners of the country, and thankfully the metropolitan areas are recognizing Gallant's growth to such a level that even ground staff workers are appreciating the fact that this company is going leaps and bounds. And since you mentioned, sir, that there is a scarcity of hockey grounds, and despite that, we have had two back-to-back Olympic medals. And now that you're doing Make in India based innovative projects, how do you balance these government partnerships or local contractors and match it with Gallant's own standards in such complex environments or in these loops? Because I've seen many companies even struggle in this whole process of getting things done in the right way, be it documentation or execution.
Yeah, no, it's a challenging scenario for sure, because of course there is a lot of red tapeism in government projects, because there's certain delays, certain permissions, uh, payment delays are also there, which I don't want to say, but it happens. So these are biggest challenges which we have. But if we have, if you are following the process, it works. Like we in Gallant believe that let's just follow the process, let's do this every step right, and it works. It can, the project can get delayed by a few days or few months, but I think if you follow the process, this is the base, this is the levels required, this is the cross section, this is the drains for water to go out, permeability, the kind of turf, the kind of shock pads, the kind of infills and machines which you are using, all that, though all those are very important, and everything matters in the whole process. So we are trying to reach there. We are still 50% efficiency of what companies like US companies or European companies are doing, but it will take some time for us to reach there. We are still labor oriented. We want to give a lot of work to our laborers also, but we have to go to the next process of maybe like more machines, we use more machines in everything we do. But yeah, right
Right.
now, if we want to do more and more projects, we need to shorten the length of delivering these fields and all. We want to get it in like 1 to 2 months. We want to make the base, lay the thing, and move out of it. So that is where we are working on it now, right now. So yeah, it's challenging but interesting because it is the need of the hour. And I've been telling people that India has not seen the sunrise yet, and we are at 3 a.m. in the morning. So the sunrise is also a little far.
Sir, as a doctor, I can tell you 3 a.m. is afternoon for us. Uh, but like you just mentioned about the traits or probably things that modern day CEOs these days are carrying, like the depth and detailing or the overall alertness that a person at the level of CEO or owner should have. Do you consider these to be important qualities that CEOs or owners or future entrepreneurs should have so as to thrive in their own spaces, or there are some more qualities that you look out for or you wish those guys should develop?
I believe that this you have to be very passionate about the work you do. Like if you are a doctor, you need to be passionate about what you are doing. Otherwise, it's not going to work for long. It's after, at the end. And for us, the vision is that we want to make India a sporty nation, a sporting nation, and we want each and every person in India playing. We therefore we have Gallant Play where we are also running sports academies and arenas for adults to play, because we believe that if the adults don't play, children will not play. We have to bring back adults to play. The adults have stopped playing after college. Most of the places, the gully cricket is over, and people have maybe even the cycling is very difficult now, unless they go early mornings. So people are gyms are the only thing which people are going just because of fear of health and all that. But if you we start playing again, we want there are two things which is very interesting, which I tell people, that the day Indians start going to as a family to a sports ground is the day when Indians will start becoming a sporting nation. And same way, instead of a mall, like right now all the family is going in a mall and on a Sunday and passing 4 hours and eating those burgers and fast food and come back. So instead of that, if we can go take the whole family and play together, like it can be a skating, it can be cycling, it can be futsal, it can be boxing, it can be just playing on the nets, anything you like, table tennis, badminton, basketball. There's so many. So that is first thing. And second thing, if we are having a conversation like your, I would have loved that your first question would have been like, so which sport do you play? So that should be the beginning of a conversation. That okay, and if you don't play, then I can say, oh yeah, you don't play any sport. So that's how the, if you go to Australia, that's a conversation. Like if you go to Australia, anybody you meet there, in your conversation at the end, it will come like, which sport do you play? So are you playing tennis or you play? What do you do? So India, it's totally different. They have started asking which drink do you want to have, but but not this sport yet. Yeah. So we
Right,
are going
right.
the
No,
wrong
sir.
direction, but yeah, that is happening. Yeah.
Right, right, sir. Actually, and since you mentioned which sport do you play, generally people ask when it specifically comes to hospitals, which patient are you seeing, or is your patient still okay? This is the first question. Our initial conversation in hospital begins with existential crisis. That's why sometimes we run out of questions to ask. But well, since I can also spot that there are many sources of literature behind you, and I'm pretty sure that you'd like to update yourself with ever-present knowledge that every entrepreneur or every owner, CEO, or every highly performing individual that I've met so far always tells me that keep yourself updated, read up on your stuff, or find some new ways of making sure that you're evolving along with the world. If there are any book recommendations that you have for all the people out there who are wanting to either invest or start a business or be entrepreneurs themselves on a startup level or mega flagship project. What would those book recommendations be for you at this current point of time?
I don't read too much because of the time constraints, but the one book which I like was The One. The One is a great book, and I am part of. I would like to say that I am part of a Stanford's transformation network, which is called Stanford Seed Transformation Network. It's a course we like 350 of Indian entrepreneurs have done by 1 year course done by Stanford professors, and so we do a lot of such like heavy thinking and brainstorming, and those are the sessions which we love and we keep doing. I'm also the Stanford Seed South Asia president this year, so I'm meeting a lot of more people, exciting people, and the kind of energies all these entrepreneurs have is something which keeps me going, and I have such wonderful labs now, the trust labs, where we talk about everything and everything about business, family, and we can share. And so those are more important things, that these trust groups are very important, that where you can share, like you may have something in the doctors trust labs, like you can share everything and take back what is good, and so that is more
Right.
important, something which is more important in this phase of my life, that we have made such nice friends that you can talk to them, you can meet them, you can just talk about your business problems or family problems or children problem and anything and everything. So that is right now more important, and of course we keep reading books with whatever is recommended to us by all these network guys.
So technically, if I have to gather from the the sentences that you carved through, I could actually gather that interaction is key with people, and having the right source of network always helps you go forward and establishing a legacy for future generations to come. And since you've traveled through that journey and experienced all the highs and lows yourself, uh, what is that one piece of advice you would like to give to anyone watching this, or whoever comes to your network, when it comes to not just entrepreneurship, but because I can sense that there is also a will to create an ecosystem when it comes to Gallant Sports. Because once I saw the page, once I saw the entire company profile here, there's a very strong vision and a purpose. Two words which Shark Tank India taught me. But was that something that you would love to have absorbed initially, and is that something that you would like to pass on, like have that passion and vision, or is there something else that you would like to advise the entrepreneurs of the future?
The entrepreneurship in India is not very easy. It's a tough game, because we have to deal with a lot of things every day. There is every we have been pulled to one direction or the other on a daily basis, but you have to keep the ship going. You have to keep the whole team going. There are days where you may not have salaries to pay. There are days when you cannot show your pain to everyone. There are days when projects are like crumpling and nothing is happening. So you but that mindset has to be very very strong. The journey is not easy, but you have to enjoy the journey. As everybody says, that destination is not important, the journey is important, and you learn a lot doing things, and you have to be relaxed. You have to not get like boggled by everything which is coming in your way. It has to be slow process, and not run too fast so that you stumble and fall. You have to take baby steps and keep moving, keep going, and take as it comes. Like we in Gallant, we are just trying to bring in new things, but we are following the pace. We are just trying to. We have a target, like we want to be a 1,000 crore company in the next 5 years. But if we don't reach 1,000, maybe we reach 500. Let's have a goal. Let's see how we can reach there. We want to have 1,000 playing arenas in Gallant play arenas in India, but we just have 10 to 12 right now. So it's a long mission, but it is the need of the hour. Every place needs a sports arena where people, children and adults can come and play. Same way, government We are doing government projects for last 4 years in track, hockey, and football. But now we are saying that we need thousands of these fields. So 1,000 crore is nothing. One arena, one track or one hockey is 8 to 10 crores. So 1,000 means it's we need 8,000 crores. So we are looking at only 1,000 crores. So it's not difficult to reach if you see like that, because the government of India, the corporates, the schools, the education sector has to invest millions and millions of dollars and crores of rupees in this sports infrastructure, in train the trainers, in making these sports facilities, making sports arenas, and it can be PPP models. There can be many things which are there in this to reach those goals. But yeah, the passion will keep you going. You can't just run. Oh, this business has money. Let me get it into this, and this
Right.
business has money, and let me get into that. Is not possible. Like earlier, IT was something very big. Now AI is something very big. So it keep changing. You have to keep going. You have to keep adapting to the challenges, and keep absorbing things and keep moving.
Wow, I'm out of words here because somebody who started mentioning 8 to 10 crores and 1,000 crores, these are actually figures that the industry needs, but nobody dares to speak that loudly when it comes to numbers. And the very fact that you easily brought those numbers out just goes to show that the level of belief that a particular entrepreneur should have on the purpose of not just creating a company or not just being a profitable business, but ensuring that the nation is on the rise and the ecosystem is developed to such a way that the amount you invest now is returning with not just not just monetary or currency wise profit, but the nation is glorified in the best of spirits. Um, and one day, I'm pretty sure, sir, you're talking about Gallant Play, you're talking about Gallant Track, you've mentioned about sporting arenas. I'm literally seeing a day where I'm seeing a Gallant Stadium or a Gallant Multipurpose Sports Complex anytime in the future hosting uh, another Commonwealth maybe or 2036 Olympics. And from on behalf of my team, my best wishes to you and Gallant Sports for an unbelievably esteemed future. Thank you so much, Nasir
Thank you,
sir, for
doctor.
joining
Thank
us,
you, doctor.
and hope to see you soon.